Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Bit of a change this time. I thought I wouldn't do anything about cycling or about camper vans. Let's face it, we're all a bit fed up with cycling videos. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I thought I'd do something about dating apps. And you're thinking, dating apps? Julian, why do you need to go on dating apps when you're happily married? Well, I am happily married, but I do not need to go on dating apps. So this is what you might call a service, a benefit to my regular viewers. Now, you will be familiar, of course, if you go on dating apps. The two most famous dating apps are Tinder and Grindr. Grindr is for gay people, Tinder is generally for heterosexual people. But I thought I'd have a look around and see what other dating apps there were that you might want to try out. And I've been doing some pretty serious research, and the first one I've come across is called Minder. Yes, Minder. Now, Minder, and you'll notice, by the way, all of these dating apps, a bit like Grindr, have missed out a vowel. That's one of the key factors. And if you're into dating apps, you'll know that missing out a vowel is often a precursor to some pretty spectacular sex. I'm sure you'll have found out. Anyway, the thing about Minder, you will remember there used to be a really terrible, boring television program with Dennis Waterman, the world's worst actor, and George Cole, who was quite a decent actor. And it was a kind of forerunner of Only Fools and Horses, you know, kind of working class, cheeky chappy, sort of villains, sort of good guys, and they got into various scrapes. And it was on ITV about 30 or 40 years ago. So I'm not saying that this dating app is for people of a certain age, but it's probably people of a certain age who found Dennis Waterman, George Cole, unbelievably funny and interesting and great to watch. So the thing about Minder, the dating app, right, is everybody you meet on Minder will have seen Minder and will like Minder and will be able to spend evening after evening recounting the stories of some of the great scripts. And do you remember that time when Dennis Waterman got into this scrape? And do you remember this time when George Cole said that incredibly funny scene? And do you remember that time when they got stuck in Peckham? Etc., etc. So there it is, Minder. Why don't you check it out now? Go on my website, get 10% off the first person that you meet. So that was Minder. And the next website I came across, or it's an app actually, this is an app, and this one is called Linda. And you'll notice they've missed out a vowel because this isn't L-I-N-D-R, this is L-I-N-D-A. Yes, now this is for two types of people. First of all, if you're a man, and you used to be really into, where's my list, right? Evangelista, she was a model, first name Linda. Lusardi, she was a page 3 model rather than a kind of fashion model, first name Linda. Ronstadt, she was a kind of folk rock singer, not great, but she was reasonably popular around about the time of the Eagles and before, first name, believe it or not, Linda. Robson. Do you remember that Birds of a Feather program? Oh, God, that was shite. Anyway, the one that wasn't Pauline Quirk, her name was, yes, wait for it, Linda Robson. Now, you're thinking, all of these Lindas, Julian, they're getting on a bit now. Well, the fact is, nobody, after round about 1980, has been christened Linda. So if your name is Linda, and you want to meet men who are interested in people who are called Linda, or you want to meet women who are interested in people who are called Linda, or you are a man or woman yourself, your name isn't Linda, but you quite like the name Linda, then Linda, that dating app is for you. Once again, you can find it on my website. You get 10% off your first meeting if you go on Linda, L-I-N-D-R. You'll meet people called Linda, or if your name is Linda, you'll meet people who want to meet people whose name is Linda. Pretty good one, that one. Now the next app that I've come across, this is quite an interesting one. I actually think this is quite a clever idea. This one is called Blinder, not Blinder, but Blinder. Okay, so it's B-L-I-N-D-R. R, as you know, misses out the final vowel. And what does blinder mean? Well, the thing about blinder, you will know that on all these dating apps, the thing you have to put up is a photo of yourself. Now, if you're like me, a kind of Adonis, one of the beautiful people, you know, a man whose face that launched 1,000 ships, then you won't worry about putting up a picture of yourself on a dating app. But supposing you're not the greatest looking person, let's be honest, and most of the rest of you aren't, you would prefer people to judge you on your sparkling, witty, amazing, fabulous, incredible, gorgeous personality, not your looks. Well, in that case, Blinder is the app for you, because the thing about Blinder is, no, not everybody is blind, but everybody is effectively blind because there are no pictures, okay? No pictures at all. All you will get is a profile of the person that you might be interested in hooking up with. And all the person who might be interested in hooking up with you will get is your profile. In other words, your witty comments, your GSOH, all the, you know, interesting hobbies that you've got, you know, like, you know, you're not into stamp collecting, you're into collecting, oh, I don't know, twigs. You've got one of the biggest twig collection and you can talk about it endlessly. So you've got exciting hobbies, you've got interesting hobbies. You thought Schindler's List was rubbish, but you're quite honest and you're quite open and you're quite happy to say that Schindler's List is rubbish. In other words, it's what's in your profile that counts, not what's in your face. Now, you might think that that discriminates against good-looking people, but the fact is, us good-looking people, we have other dating apps that we can use, but those people who aren't quite so good-looking, they have the opportunity to go on Blinder. And yes, as with all the others, go on there, you get 10% off your first meeting. Blinder. You heard it here first. Okay, the next one I've come across, and you might think this is the kind of dating app that somebody like me ought to be using if I was using a dating app, which I'm not. And the reason for that is it's called Mona. Yes, M-O-A-N-R. Again, it misses out that final vowel. And what does Mona mean? Well, it means what it says. It's for people who want to moan all the fucking time. You know, you go out for a meal with somebody, oh, I didn't think much of the starter. You go to, well, you've got to wait for quite a long time to get served here. I mean, you go to a hotel, there's a little bit of dust underneath the jar. I mean, everything that they come across, the whole of life for them is just an opportunity to moan and complain and to bitch and to, you know, just suck the joy out of every living fucking thing that they come across. You know, it's like, I knew somebody who went to see the Cliffs of Moher, right? Cliffs of Moher, the greatest geological formation on the west coast of Ireland, the #1 tourist attraction. And they went there and said, well, you know, it's all right, it's just a set of cliffs, there's quite a lot of people, you know, and then you had to go up all these steps and it was raining and there was nowhere to sit and you couldn't even buy a cup of tea, and if you could it was really expensive and it tasted like, do you know the kind of people I mean? They're just always fucking moaning about everything and you just think, oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway, so if you're one of those people who likes moaning, or you're one of those people who likes people who like moaning, you want to go on Mona, because everybody is going to be like you. And the first thing you can do when you go on Mona is complain and say, I don't think much of this app, I think it's rubbish. The people that you meet are really boring. I don't know why I wasted my money. Anyway, Mona. And as a special treat, to enable you to complain even more, you'll only get 5% off your first meeting when you go on Mona. So, Mona, that's the one for you. But it's not the one for me. Now, there's only a couple more. And the next one that I came across, I think this one's quite clever actually, because this is called Finder, yes, F-I-N-D-R. Once again, this is out that last vowel. Where do all those vowels go when they come out of the words? Is there a special vowel island somewhere where they all get together and try and produce unpronounceable Basque words? Well, they're consonants. I can never tell the difference. Anyway, the thing about Finder is you don't get profiles of people, you don't get pictures, you don't get anything like that. What you get is clues, okay? And you've got to kind of put those clues together in a kind of geocache way. Do you know what I mean? So you get a clue, and when you find the solution to that clue, you've got to put it together with the next clue, and then you put it together with the next clue, and then you put it together with the next clue, and then you'll get the profile of the person, and then you get another clue, and then you get another clue, and then you get the picture of the person. Do you see what I mean? So after a period of kind of weeks, of months of digging around and trying to come up to answers to some of the great philosophical questions of the world, like how on earth is Liz Truss going to get to be the next Prime Minister? If you can come up with an answer to that, you will have solved one of the great mysteries of the universe, and you will then unlock the man or the woman or the man of your dreams, because you went on Finder and you found them. And is that not something worth having? And once again, once you go on Finder, your first meeting, 10% off, subject to Julian's special discount code. Now I've saved the final one till last. Does that make sense? I've saved the last one until last. Well, no, I've saved it deliberately. The reason for that is I think this would be my preferred choice if I was looking for a dating app, which, as you know, I'm not. And that is because it's called Kinder. Yes, Kinder. K-I-N-D-R. Now, this is not Kinder losing the last vowel as in Kinder chocolates. No, this is Kinder as in people are kinder on this dating app. Okay, in other words, they're nicer people. They're not bitchy. They're not complaining. They're not taking the piss. They're not making fun of you. They don't use nasty language. They're just generally kinder. They're nicer people. If you go out with them, they'll be kind to you. If they don't like you, they'll be kind to you. If they don't want to see you again, they'll be kind to you. They'll let you down gently. They won't be horrible people like everybody else in the world. Now, I've got to be honest and say there aren't many people on this particular app. And in fact, the last time I looked, there were two, and one of them was me, and I was only there because I was testing it out. So you've got to be prepared in life to find that people generally are not kind. People generally are not nice. People generally do live in the United Kingdom. But if more of us nice people, pleasant people, friendly people, helpful people, if more of us were to get together and say nice things and say kind things about our fellow humans, that we didn't make fun of Brexit, we didn't make fun of Liz Truss, we didn't say that Boris Johnson was the worst Prime Minister in living memory, and in fact in non-living memory, if everybody was a bit kinder about things, they say, actually, the cabinet is not bad. They're working hard. Boris, it's not been easy for him. He got married, he had a couple of kids. He's struggled. He had COVID himself, but he got the big calls right. If we were only able just to be a little bit nicer to people, a little bit kinder to people, then what a better world it would be. So I suggest you check out Kinder. As I say, you're unlikely to meet anybody, but then you're unlikely to meet anybody on any of the other apps. Let's face it. I mean, why are you on these fucking apps in the first place? You're not going to meet anybody. Just go out and be nice. Just be out and talk to people. Talk to people in the bus queue. Talk to people in the shops. Talk to people on the street. Don't worry if people think you're a nutter. It doesn't matter. You'll make connections. You know what E.M. Forster said? Only connect. That's all we have to do in life, is only connect. So having said that, you can get 10% off all of these particular dating apps if you just use the code. Okay, so remember, just use that code. Okay, did you get that? Don't miss out on that particular discount code, because that will get you 10% off your first meeting, and I think that's something worth having, even if the apps themselves are free. So thanks for watching. See you next time.